Hello everybody, the Worm is here, and we are back for the supposed final trial of Danganronpa 2. At least that is what it seems to be. That is what the characters in the game seem to believe. Let me do a quick recap for myself more than anyone else. We were in the midst of a long section of this trial, mostly led by Chiaki, where we were leaning towards suicide as the theory of how Nagito died. And it was quite a convoluted scenario, which involved him torturing himself and setting this whole thing up with the fire and the music so it would all be delayed so that he would eventually be able to drop a spear from the girder above, impaling himself and thus completing the illusion that he had been murdered by someone. Sonia here has jumped in to talk about motive a bit, and I find myself sympathetic to what she's saying. The idea is that this whole situation, and I kind of went over, I gave a summary of all the things that led up to where we are now, I think last time. And Nagito had kept talking about a traitor and doing all this whole business to reveal the traitor, and he said he even knew the traitor. So the question, I guess, that Sonia is bringing to light is, why did he never reveal the traitor, or in what way does killing himself in this manner either reveal the traitor or catch the traitor? Or, it seems like in that light, the action of suicide does not seem to make sense. And I find it interesting how Sonia, I was thinking back over all of Danganronpa too recently, and there was that scene in the second trial where we were all closing in on Peko, but then Sonia was the one at the very end to hop in and give an alternative idea. Well, I think it wasn't an alternative idea at that point. It was more trying to prevent us from going down the wrong path or wrong idea. So I think it's interesting that now in the final trial she seems to be doing that again. Of course, my sympathy towards her and her theory comes from partially, I'd say, because I'm a bit biased against Chiaki. Not as a person, mind you, not against her character, but I am suspicious that she might be the traitor in this. And, talking about motives, out of everyone, the traitor would seem to have the strongest motive to stop Nagito. That's not to say that her being the traitor is bad, because as I've said time and time again, I don't know what traitor means yet. So even if she is the supposed traitor, she very well could have very good intentions. We're gonna need that. We're gonna need to know what being the traitor meant and what it means for the traitor. Why were they ordered here? Did they come here of their own volition? And what was their ultimate objective? And so in that light, stopping Nagito from revealing them could have been something they did out of desperation, or it could be anything like that. We just don't know enough yet. So I believe we're getting into a new phase of the trial. I think that's why I stopped last time. So we're gonna hear what Sonia has to say, and if Chiaki is gonna end up being our opponent in this trial, then it's going to be a difficult one, because Chiaki is not, she's no slouch. She's sharp. So yeah, again, going into the trial, my two thoughts were it was either going to be Chiaki or Sonia, and both of them I think would be somewhat difficult. Sonia is a bit more emotional, I think, than Chiaki is, so she might give it away more easily, but I'm not. But she's still smart. She's still intelligent, so it would still be a challenge, I feel. In any case, I'm gonna stop rambling on. Let's get back into it.
Whatever became of that?
He was probably planning to kill the traitor along with the rest of us.
Let me see where we are. So Kaz is saying here that Nagito was gonna kill himself, make us guess a killer, be wrong, and then have us all die in some kind of, megalomaniacal plot to have us all killed, and thus have the game ended that way.
So why did he not just do that in the first place? If he had no qualms with killing everyone, he did not have to cause a bomb scare to reveal the traitor.
I bet the bomb scare was part of the strategy behind this trick. He made us split up and search for a bomb so none of us would have an alibi. He created a scenario where any of us could have killed him.
He tried to make us doubt each other, and tried to hide the truth behind his suicide.
Did he cause a bomb scare for that reason alone?
He's a fucking bastard who killed himself for his delusions of grandeur. It's not that unthinkable.
And that's the thing. It's not that unthinkable.
You are right, I suppose.
Yeah, it appears we've come to a conclusion. Bastard Nagito committed suicide. It was all done by him so we'd be executed.
That should be okay, right? Right?
What? You're not satisfied yet?
Akane doesn't seem so.
No, I agree that Nagito killed himself, but I feel like there's something that doesn't make sense.
Okay, let's hear it. Come on.
It's probably just my imagination.
No, if there was any trial where we needed, everyone's input, I think it'd be this one. So let's hear it. Why? I mean, I sort of understand what she's talking about. I don't think it's a mistake to assume that Nagito committed suicide, but why do I feel so uneasy about it? There was also there are some things that are missing here. We have not heard anything about the poison. We haven't heard anything about these things. Nagito was obviously prepping for something, some part of his plan that did not go into action. So what was that plan? Is it because we don't know who the traitor is, or?
So what are you gonna do? Is it okay to proceed with the voting time?
I would say no, not yet.
What do you think, Akane?
Well, there's no doubt Nagito's death was a suicide. Oh well, I guess my gut is wrong
No,
sometimes.
let's hear your gut. What do you got?
You are right. It is not as though we can draw any other conclusion.
Uh-oh.
Then it's okay to end it here, huh?
Hajime, come on, you need to. Someone needs to.
That means we're done with this last class trial and we can leave this island, right?
It's been a short class trial so far, my friend. I'm not sure it's okay to leave it like this.
It's okay to reach such a happy ending, right?
And again, he's.
Then it's okay? It's okay to say, you've decided on the killer? Understood. Then voting
No, hold on a sec.
Ooh, close.
Hold on. Why?
Come on, Hajime.
Sorry, just a little more. I want you guys to wait just a little more.
Now here's a question. In Danganronpa 1, we had, near the end, a choice to make. And that led to a different ending. It was kind of like a joke ending, but I wonder if we're going to have something like that this time around too. We'll see.
I can't help but feel like there's still something we overlooked.
Why don't you tell him about the stuff he found in his cabin or cottage?
Like who the traitor is?
Oh, that's a good point of discussion too, yeah.
But the issue here is who killed Nagito, right? Even if we identify the traitor, the conclusion won't change.
That's true, but
The mystery isn't just about who the traitor is.
Chiaki, what are you saying?
No matter how you look at it, Nagito's death is a suicide. But I'm a little worried, you know? I'm worried about starting the voting time while there's still a mystery.
Interesting. Okay. So she wants to talk more too.
Hey, what do you mean it's not about who the traitor is? What kind of mystery is left?
Oh, she's saying there's a mystery besides that. Okay, what do you got?
There's just one thing that doesn't make sense, and it relates to Nagito's death. Plus, it's something even Nagito couldn't influence. He couldn't even tamper with the evidence for it.
Is this the thing that she noticed in the very beginning of the investigation and said, "Oh, isn't that strange?" But then she didn't actually say what it was? Something related to Nagito's death. And it's something that even he couldn't have messed with.
You're gonna keep going? Here, I thought we were finally finished.
Okay, let's see. Oh man, I'm not sure. Something related to his death. Not the duct tape again, right? I want to say this because I feel like that's what she was talking about last time. But
crap!
No, not that. It wouldn't be this again, is it?
Crap!
No. And it's too early for poison, I think. Not the MP3 player, right?
Crap!
No. Because we've already talked about all this, right? What haven't we talked about yet? Not this?
Crap!
No. Let's just try a poison anyway, because I'm not sure what she's talking about.
Crap! Crap!
Burned rope?
Crap!
No.
Crap!
It has to be one of the earlier ones then. I did that. I did that. I did that. This?
Crap!
Huh. In the file?
I see!
Okay.
Is it about the Monokuma file?
Yeah, that's it.
So I think it was what I was thinking about originally, but I said torture wounds because I thought that's what she was talking about. So she was talking about something that was specifically in the file.
Huh? There was something suspicious in the
Let me check that actually. You know what I'm seeing now? Nothing. Man, I think I should have noticed this a lot earlier. It doesn't specify what actually caused his death. Like in, say, I think, second trial with Mahiru. I think it said something like, cause of death appeared to be blunt trauma from a, baseball bat or something. Or with Nekomaru, blunt trauma to the head or something. Here, it gives a time of death, and then it lists the wounds and the various things that happened to his body. But it doesn't say... I think in my head I was making the assumption that it said, like, the spear was the final thing. But it doesn't say that. It just says not only is there a spear stab in the stomach, there are multiple stab wounds on each of his thighs. Furthermore, there was a laceration on the left arm. It doesn't say any of those were the fatal things. I hope that's what she's going to say, since I just realized that, but it might be something else too. I don't know. Uh-huh, yep. Oh boy. Cause of death? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh. No. Well, I think that was my only chance to get above a B grade. I think if you fail one, that's it.
We'll never give up.
So, it looks like I won't be able to get anything above a B. Oh well. That hurts a bit, but oh. Oh, dang it. Man, I can't see how you'd be able to get by this without taking some damage. Okay.
In this particular case's Monokuma file, there's no specific cause of death.
So like with Nekomaru, where there was no time of death, there's no cause of death here. Oh, but he puts cause of death at the top, of course. Mm-hmm.
Isn't that weird? Until now, the files always specified the cause of death.
But it's interesting that Chiaki is helping us along now. Since I was using that logic with Sonya, it's only fair to use that logic with Chiaki. Why would she want to continue thinking about this? So this is probably more complicated, and I'm probably wrong about who the traitor is and everything. So, you know, we'll see.
But the cause of death is obvious, is it not?
Supposedly. Then why didn't he say that?
The sphere in Nagito's stomach. It is obvious just by looking at it that it was a cause of death.
Maybe it's not included if it's not important enough to write about.
But why wouldn't that be important?
Well, Monokuma,
I plead the fifth!
Ah, the fifth.
There he goes again! I'm so appalled that I have nothing to say.
But even during Gundam's case, and before during Nikon's case, to think he purposely omitted from the Monokuma file was always the most important mystery in the case.
Ooh. Some meta thinking here. Yeah.
Are you saying that applies this time too?
Why not?
Hold on a sec. Then, are you saying there's more to Nagito's death? Are you suggesting, again, that his death wasn't a suicide?
Maybe not suggesting it, but suggesting there's more to this than meets the eye.
You guys were the ones who said it was a suicide in the first place.
No, I don't think it's a mistake to call Nagito's death a suicide, but...
So, what? Is this gonna be a thing where Nagito intended to do a suicide? But he intended more? Like he was going to suicide and reveal the traitor? But someone interfered and caused his death in a way that Nagito hadn't intended, or caused him to do it early, or some crazy thing like that?
But it's not just a suicide.
Okay.
Come to think of it, did Nagito really commit suicide just to get us all killed?
What kind of crazy master plan is this?
Are you sticking up for him?
That's not what I meant. I mean it in a bad sense.
Oh. What do you mean?
Bad sense?
I just remembered that his malice always defied our expectations, and that concerns me. For example, would that malice just end here? Did Nagito's malice drive him to risk his life for a truth we'd reach this easily?
Some meta thinking from Hajime too.
I mean, this is Nagito we're talking about, you know?
How interesting! You sure do believe in Nagito, huh?
In a sense.
Because you believe in his malice, you continue to suspect his malice. I see. I guess that's what passes for friendship these days.
Apparently.
What friendship?
What should we do, you guys? Should we proceed with the vote?
I would say absolutely not.
I think we should keep going until everyone is satisfied, even if it's just to be safe.
Thank you, Chiaki. I appreciate
You're right.
that.
We only get one chance to vote after all.
Just to be safe, huh?
Yes, absolutely.
Guess I have no choice. If that's the case, I'll do my best to go along with it.
Thank you. Because if there's anyone who's absolutely pushing to vote, that person would be a bit suspicious, I feel.
This is friggin' annoying.
Hey, suck it up, Kaz. Come on.
But if you guys say you're doing it, there's no way I'm gonna back out.
Good man.
Hey, Monokuma! You heard us. The voting's gonna have to wait!
We've come this far. Let's work hard till the very end. If we work together, everything should be all right.
I certainly hope that's the case.
That's what I believe.
Oh, splendid. You guys are so splendid right now. That's right. If all your hopes are united, no despair can shake you.
That's great, Monami. Do you have anything substantial to contribute to this? Now that I think about it. Yeah, it did sound like a very Nagito statement right there. The absolute hope that can overcome any despair. He said he was yearning for that. Then this situation we're in might be the thing that Nagito wanted all along. No, never mind. I'm probably overthinking. Monokuma. Oh, I only had a little while to go till that.
No, no!
And of course, Monokuma with the most meta reasoning thus far. Okay, let's continue.
I'm Monami. By now, there's nothing more for me to say. Anyway, my chest is full of pride right now. Everyone is united against despair. They're totally awesome. That's why I'm gonna fight too. I will fight the only way I can. I'm gonna show that guy my fearsome retaliation. That's basically it.
Okay, thanks.
So if we're working together, where do we start? With the cause of death missing from the Monokuma file?
That seems most appropriate.
Why don't we try removing all our preconceived notions before we discuss this? In the beginning, our discussion advanced by assuming Nagito's death was caused by the spear. It's better to confirm if there are any other possibilities. That's what I think.
Only thing that comes to mind is the poison.
Other possibilities.
If something other than the spear killed Nagito, all I can think of is the knife stabbed into his hand, but...
That was definitely a gruesome wound, but it wouldn't be the fatal wound, don't you think?
If you think the cuts on his legs and left arm aren't the fatal wounds...
We would need Mikon to tell us, how likely death by blood loss could occur from all those wounds and such.
Are we finished already?
I feel like it's possible that we overlooked something.
Overlooked, huh?
Then let's bring up whatever we can think of, one after the other. That might clear some things up.
Exactly! We should cooperate at a time like this.
Fatal wound that wasn't the spear. We don't even know if it actually exists, but if it does, we need to find out what it is no matter what.
Let us consider a different fatal wound.
It's not the knife in his right hand, right? It's not the other wounds, right?
With all those wounds, maybe he simply bled to death.
There's no way he burned to death. Was the cause of death something that cannot be seen?
I agree with that.
There we go.
That's it. I totally forgot about that possibility. If the cause of death was something we can't see, then we have to consider poison as a possible method.
Yes.
Poison? It is true that poison is not something we can see, but why did you bring that up all of a sudden?
I remember when I went to investigate Nagito's cottage.
Yeah, we really
I
should have.
discovered something really strange.
We really should have brought this up with everyone.
Inside the refrigerator, I found a bottle of Monokuma's special poison.
Poison?
Additionally, that's a poison made specifically for killing. I see. Now that you mention it, there's no way a toxin like that doesn't relate to the case at all.
If poison was the cause of death, it would not leave an obvious wound on Nagito's body.
However, it's common for blood blotches to appear on a body that's been poisoned.
Certainly I'm no expert. I'm no doctor, and I don't know poisons, but is that the case for all poisons? All poisons cause blood blotches? I mean, if it does, fair enough, but... Oh, common, he says. He doesn't say all. He just says common.
I see. You sure seem to know a lot about medicine.
What does that mean?
But even if blood blotches appear, if the body was already covered in blood, there's no way we'd notice them easily, right?
You're not saying all the torture was a mask for that, right?
Did he wound his body just to camouflage them?
Look, this was already kind of crazy. That seems extra crazy.
That's also a possibility.
But still, both of Nagito's hands were full. So how would he drink poison?
I don't think he would have to. It said it was... Didn't it say it was like... I don't know if it said airborne, but it said it activated through hydrolysis. Gaseous state, heavier than air, breaks down in minutes, susceptible to hydrolysis. Yeah.
His left hand was tied up and gripping the spear, and his right hand had a knife stuck in it.
If it was a slow-acting poison, it is possible he consumed it in advance.
No, the warning label on the bottle explicitly states the effect is instant.
Then it's impossible. Both his hands were full just before he died.
And this is when the hardtail appears.
You're totally overvaluing that tail.
His mouth was covered with duct tape, you know. If he wanted to drink poison, how'd he get it past his lips?
That was in a gaseous state.
If there's no way he could have drank the poison, it might be impossible.
Nagito, read them the full label. Just read the full label to them.
Just kidding. It's not like we're out of possibilities yet.
Oh. Also, thank you, Chiaki, for that.
Are there any left?
Hell no. No matter how you slice it, he was totally killed by that spear.
Can I just show you the label?
Since we've already ruled out so many possibilities, it might be easier to think about what really killed him. Operation Elimination Method. The hint should be written on the poison's warning label.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Why don't we just read that out? We're not gonna just read it, huh? Okay. Alright. We'll do this then. Man, I'm kind of sad. I really wanted to get something more than a B on the trial. But that one, just, one simple mistake, and that's all it takes. I'm not an expert on... Oh wait, gas. I'm not really an expert on mysteries and... well, it's a lot to keep track. It's like I can remember generally... I knew Chiaki was... I knew what the scene was referring to. I couldn't remember specifically what she was pointing out. I remember she pointed out something. It's just... And man, it seems so obvious, too. Like, I should have realized there was... Son of a gun. I should have realized there was no cause of death on there. Oh, I could just do that, huh? No, I can't just do that. I forget that I can slow down. Nose, I guess. Or wounds. Could be either, really. Yeah, nose. Wow, only 2, huh? Yeah, I was thinking... Sorry, I'm going on a tangent right now. I was going back through the older trials a bit, and in the second trial specifically, it is amazing how much hindsight's 20/20. How, like, I think I remember saying at the end of the second trial, I said something like, I can't see how a person would be able to guess Peko before the trial. I said something like that. And it is amazing going back through it, knowing in advance just how many clues and how obvious it seems that, you know, it was Peko. You definitely can't guess the connection between Peko and Fuyuhiko, but there are so many, like the direction, like the fact that she was swimming, the what was it? There were several other things, but it was basically it couldn't be anyone else really. That was the thing. It's just. I don't remember some of the other specifics at the time, but anyway, it's incredible how obvious it seems in retrospect. Is my point. So I'm sure there's like.
What if instead of drinking the poison, we assume he inhaled it?
This was kind of a silly section, by the way. Hajime should have. I don't know. Maybe they needed to add another minigame section. I guess they have a quota or something.
Inhaled?
He should have just read the dang label. I don't know why we had to go
It's
through that.
written on the poison's warning label.
Yeah. Like, it wasn't deduction. That is something he should have done and what everyone else would have wanted to hear from the beginning. That's kind of odd.
Dangerous when vaporized. In other words, breathing in the gas is fatal.
Poison gas! Then all he had to do was breathe it in through his nose.
He breathed that poisonous gas inside the warehouse?
And then we wouldn't because of the hydrolysis.
But if poisonous gas had spread throughout the warehouse, why didn't it kill us?
Read the rest of the label. Yeah.
I see! The sprinklers in the warehouse. Thanks to those, we didn't inhale that poison gas.
The poison gas disappeared because of the sprinklers? It wasn't the fire?
Well, this was also written on the poison's warning label.
Gaseous state. It's heavier than air. Breaks down in minutes. Susceptible to hydrolysis. Possible to poison someone to death without any complications.
Of course! Hydrolysis! The chemical bonds that form the poison were broken down by the water from the sprinklers.
Also, the poison is apparently denser than air, so it probably didn't affect us because we were standing.
But Nagito was laying down, so he must have breathed in a whole bunch of it, huh?
So the question that emerges from this, that I'm sure these guys are going to ask, is where do we go from here? He poisoned himself? It's still a suicide. So where where does this leave us precisely? I guess the question is, why did he do that then?
If it meets the requirements that well, maybe it's not just a possibility anymore.
Because going with his theory, it's not like he took the poison to get out of the pain or the torture. He tortured himself anyway to supposedly mask the poison, as well as to confuse, you know, the cause of death, or maybe try to make us think there's a murderer.
Yeah, the true cause of Nagito's death was poisoning. The wounds on his body, the spear in his stomach, it was all to keep us from learning the truth.
So what?
Yep, here it is.
Huh?
We figured out that Nagito died from poison, but so what?
That's the question.
In the end, it doesn't change the fact that he committed suicide, right? Then enough already!
Nagito inhaled the poison he prepared and died. Yeah, that still sounds like a suicide.
But why? Why did he do it?
Well, with this, we have a clearer picture. We've also determined the true cause of death. All right, all the mysteries should be solved now. We should get on with the voting time, right?
Well, but
What? There's still more?
Look, guys, I know it's tense, but again, A, this is Nagito, B, this is the final trial. I really think we should not be so eager to jump on the voting thing. I mean, not all the mysteries have been solved yet. In the end, Nagito's motive is still unclear. Did he commit suicide just so he could kill every last one of us? Was that really his motive? Is that really okay?
Hey, what happened? There's no reason to wonder about that stuff anymore, you know.
Nagito's motive. Nagito's malice. Is this really okay? Can we really finish this here? No, that can't be.
There might have been an accomplice.
Ooh. Okay, Chiaki, let's hear it. So this is an interesting question. An accomplice to suicide. And because I was looking back at the second trial, I was reminded of a scene with Monokuma where he said something like, the only death that would cause as a non-murder would be like death from disease, and he said that's very unlikely to happen. So here's the question. If there's an accomplice, does that accomplice count as the murderer?
Chiaki, what did you just say?
If Nagito committed suicide by inhaling poison that he brought, then why wasn't there anything that looked like poison at the crime scene?
Anything that looked like poison?
If Nagito brought poison to the warehouse, it's strange that we couldn't find it there.
The container?
I see! Are you talking about the container the poison was kept in?
Yeah, it said it needed to be kept in a... Keep this liquid secure by storing in a cool place in a glass or plastic container away from sunlight.
Yeah, if Nagito brought it, it's strange we couldn't find that container anywhere, right?
He can't carry around poison without putting it in a container?
No.
Yeah, that was written on the warning label.
Yeah.
The container probably melted in the fire.
But if it was on his side of the thing...
It's probably plastic or glass, right? There's no way it'd completely incinerate.
Yeah, that too.
Even the plastic fragments of the fire grenades we used to put out the fire didn't completely burn up, you know?
Then, does that mean someone got rid of the container?
And we all missed it, huh?
So that's why you mentioned an accomplice.
That is impossible. I mean, an accomplice? It is just two.
Like, does that really matter all that much?
Well, we could ask Monokuma. See if he'll answer us. Does the accomplice count as the murderer, or does it count? Is it just the... What would it be? The suicide-y? No, that's not a word, but, you know.
I mean, even if he had an accomplice, it doesn't change the fact that Nagito still committed suicide.
Yeah, but we're playing by Monokuma's rules. I'm not sure that's the case.
You're right. Someone might have accidentally took it away from the crime scene.
Accidentally? Why do you say that?
Ah, you're right. You're totally right. That's totally it.
What is?
Right? Isn't it okay to close this case yet? I'm not in the mood for unexpected twists.
Kaz... Unexpected twists or not, if they're there, we have to... I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't want anyone to get hurt anymore by hurting someone else. Everyone's tired. Tired of doubting everyone else. I also feel that way. That's why I just want to rule this as Nagito suicide. If I do that, nobody here has to get hurt. But
That's no good.
that's no good. Fuyuhiko keeps kind of giving off a suspicious vibe for me, actually.
Huh?
I feel like Nagito is seeing through us. By calling this Nagito's suicide, we're trying to take the easy way out so we don't hurt anyone else. But if Nagito was here right now, he'd probably be sneering at us. He'd probably say something like, "So that's the extent of your hopes."
So Nagito's ghost is whispering to you, huh? The power of friendship bursts beyond death, huh? A fiery outcome like this is right out of a teen manga.
Kinda, yeah.
Still, that's pretty messed up.
Shut up! You just be quiet.
I get what you're saying, but in the end, the reason he died is still the same as before, right? Even if we solve this mystery, the conclusion won't change at all.
I mean, it'd be a suicide regardless, right?
Someone bring up what I'm saying. Someone say that...
Even if there really was an accomplice, is there any reason we should take the time to figure out who it is?
I want to ask Monokuma, does the accomplice count as the murderer?
Like Fuyuhiko said earlier, it is possible that somebody accidentally removed the poison from the crime scene.
It's weird that he said it that way, though.
But I just can't imagine ending this by turning our backs on the truth.
It's fine, okay? There are some things we're better off not knowing. And we probably just didn't notice it. Like maybe the container was hiding with the fire grenade fragments.
Maybe. Is that why the fire grenades didn't work? What is this feeling just now? Even though it was brief, it was like a strong flash of light running through the back of my head. So hang on. I know that we knew at the time that someone had screwed with the fire extinguishers because they were missing. Yeah, I have in my notes from earlier, fire grenades tampered with ? And fire extinguishers missing. So someone obviously screwed with them. I guess this is where it comes in. You know what? I need to work on my note-taking skills because it feels like there's they may have said somewhere who went into the break room at some point, but I don't have anything like that written down. Ugh. This is gonna suck if... Okay. Maybe what Akane just said just now might be a new clue. From there I might be able to reach the answer. The way Nagito brought the poison, which means the container used was... This again, okay. Fire grenade. Oh my goodness, I did not know it could do that. Oh, dang it. Awesome. Oh, dang it. Oh, dang it again. Oh. I'm getting nervous. D. There we go. Goodness me.
I got it! I see. I got it.
Huh?
The fire grenades. Nagito put the poison inside one of the fire grenade canisters and transported it to the warehouse.
I see.
He used one of the fire grenade canisters?
Yeah, the container with the poison in it wasn't secretly taken away by someone. Instead, it was in a container that didn't need to be taken away in the first place. As long as he put the poison in the same container he brought to the warehouse, it can be hidden with the other fire grenades we used, so there's no need to dispose of the container later.
But that almost... You're saying Nagito did that. That makes it seem like evidence against there being an accomplice.
That bastard. He totally knew we were gonna throw those fire grenades.
Which means, did Nagito exchange the contents of a fire grenade?
And that's why he had a gas mask and goggles, or gas mask and gloves in his cottage.
Yeah, that has to be it.
When I first discovered those fire grenades, I tried to study them a little bit, but the canister was completely sealed shut by a layer of aluminum underneath the lid.
Oh, is that the, that? There we go, yeah.
You just have to peel off that seal and swap the insides, right?
That is true, but there was no sign he was even at the break room.
We could have done it beforehand, right?
Hold on. Did you say aluminum?
Hajime. Could it be?
Sounds like it.
If so, then there's no mistake. Nagito definitely swapped the contents of one of the fire grenades.
Seriously? That's impossible. Miss Sonia just said so right now.
Sonia's words are proof that the poison was swapped with the contents of a fire grenade.
I'm still wondering why, though. Why all this craziness? Is this like all just a test from Nagito to see how far we can go?
Huh?
Wait, what?
I can prove it with
Yeah.
this. Take a look. We found this under Nagito's bed when we were investigating his cottage.
His cottage.
Huh? That's just a piece of trash.
No, that is not just a piece of trash. The seal I saw on that fire grenade matched this. It is the same aluminum.
You found the aluminum seal under Nagito's bed?
There's more. That's not the only thing we found in Nagito's room. We also found a gas mask and gloves under his bed, too.
Did he use those when he put the poison inside the fire grenade?
Okay, guys, I'm seeing an issue here. We're going back to the suicide thing again, and all this even seems to eliminate the idea of an accomplice, so it sounds like we're going to have another issue where these guys are gonna be okay, so we're done, and then Hajime is gonna be like, oh wait, no, I want to know more of the truth.
It's a dangerous poison after all. He took extreme caution when swapping them.
So what's the issue? Nagito put the poison in the grenade canister, brought it with him, breathed it in, and died, right? So in the end, he still fucking committed suicide. Enough already!
You're right. If the canister wasn't thrown away, then it just means that there wasn't an accomplice after all.
See, I told you. The conclusion is still the same. Nagito committed suicide. End of story.
I admit that there wasn't an accomplice. That was just my misunderstanding.
You're right.
In actuality, the truth is even more horrifying.
Well, you're sharper than me, Chiaki, so what is this?
What did you say?
Hey, what are you planning to say now?
What the hell? Do you still want to keep going?
Is this not settled? There is no denying that Nagito's death was a suicide.
No, it's not.
Chiaki?
I'm sorry, but I just realized it.
Realized what?
We know Nagito used the grenade canister to store the poison. So when was it deployed in the warehouse? When did Nagito breathe in the poison? When I thought along those lines, that's when I realized it.
The horrifying truth?
It probably happened at the same time.
As when, like, Akane did it? Or when we all threw the grenade.
I see.
Are you saying it was when we all threw the fire grenades?
You're suggesting that Nagito has made us all into inadvertent murderers. That is evil genius level right there. That is a level of insane genius, if that's the case. And again, Onokuma, oh man, how is he gonna take this? Because he's pretty much ruled out accidental murder. He said, you know, it's murder is murder. So have we all broken the rules? Is that it? He's saying we're revealing that we've broken the rules. Let me make sure I get that right. What's the specific rule again? It doesn't say specifically how many people are allowed to kill one person, but if we all contributed to the Okay, how is this going to work? If the Blackened's not exposed, the remaining students will be executed. So technically, oh my goodness. This is insane. So he was counting on us. So wait, are we in a catch-22? If we thought it was a suicide, we'd get that wrong because we killed him, so we'd all be executed because we're the Blackened. But if we do discover that we are the Blackened, all of us collectively, we are exposed. We are exposed, and thus the remaining students will be executed? Is that where this is going? That is crazy, that is ingenious, that is... I don't know if... I feel... Okay, I don't know if that's where they're going with this. If they're going with this, that's insane and amazing at the same time.
Yeah, I think so.
Or could it be...
When we all threw the grenades to put out the fire in the warehouse.
Or maybe it was just one of us. Did he tamper with only one of them?
The poison was deployed, and it converted to poison gas and killed Nagito.
If that is true, then the person who brought the poison and spread it was
One of us.
Oh, so not all of us, just one of us. Who was it then?
What the heck?
One of us threw the poison grenade that killed Nagito?
Hold on a sec. The Nagito was...
It would mean he didn't kill himself.
What? I don't know if I have the words to describe him right now.
What the heck? You said so yourself! You said Nagito committed suicide!
Then who killed Nagito?
You mean, who's the actual killer, right?
Do you know?
Who prepared the poison fire grenade that killed Nagito?
That's the question. Who prepared it? What is it? Well, he would have tampered with it at first, right? But then one of us threw it. Let's go with this first.
I see.
Yeah.
It was Nagito, obviously. We just discussed this a few minutes ago.
Then who set the warehouse fire that caused one of us to throw the poison grenade?
Technically Akane. Although he set it up, what is the...
Crap!
No. So again, you're saying
I
Nagito.
see! That was also Nagito.
Hey, how many times are you gonna ask the same damn question?
The next question will be my last. Considering all the facts up till now, why did Nagito set the warehouse on fire?
To cause the sprinklers? Destroy evidence? Or to make someone throw poison?
I see!
Yes.
Don't tell me. He set the warehouse on fire just so we'd have to throw the fire grenades?
He set the fire just so we'd put it out? Why'd he do that?
It's not like he... Again, this whole thing he's trying to find the traitor, right? In what way is this discovering the traitor, though? That's my question.
It was a trap.
A trap?
Preparing the poison. Creating a reason for us to throw the poison. It was all a setup by Nagito. It was all a trap to make one of us throw the poison grenade.
Seriously, I'm asking you who threw it.
I don't know. The person who threw it probably didn't know either.
And we don't have a way to find that out.
Huh? Could it be? Was that Nagito's trap?
This wasn't an intentional murder. This was a murder that Nagito forced someone to do. And for that reason, he put the fire grenade that he filled with poison with the other grenades. Setting up a murder nobody can solve. That was Nagito's true goal.
That is... evil genius right here.
What? What the hell?
Nagito did not commit murder. Instead, he manipulated someone else into killing him?
In this case, it would be something like manslaughter, but on Monokuma's rules set, it would be murder, yes.
To do that, he set a trap to force someone to kill him. The poison grenade and the fire were traps. That's why the curtain was the fire's origin point. All the fire grenades we threw at the curtain shattered once they fell to the floor. Because of that, Nagito, who was laying face up on the floor, was able to breathe in the dense poison. And then...
Hold on! If that's true, you can't say the poison was the cause of death. It might be the poison's fault he let go of the spear, but the actual cause of death could be either one.
It's murky, man.
Even so, the poison is what
Yeah.
caused him to let go of the spear.
That's right! Nagito's killer is the one who made him breathe the
Okay.
poison!
There's the confirmation.
Are you fucking serious?
That was his trap all along. Even the wounds all over his body. It was all to mess with the evidence for what actually happened.
So it would appear that, unlike the first game, our final boss is dead. We're fighting him after his death. That's as amazing as it is cruel and insane.
His true goal was creating a murder that nobody can solve.
Don't we have anything? Is there anything that could... Like, the only thing I'm thinking is that he somehow manipulated it such that maybe the traitor knew, or the traitor... He forced the traitor to be the one to throw the poisoned bottle. And only if we reveal the traitor, then we reveal who the killer is, or... Because he kept harping on that thing about the traitor over and over. And yet, we never got closure from that. But I don't know. I don't know how to make that connection, though. If there even is a connection there.
He wanted to prove to us there are mysteries that just can't be solved with educated guesses.
He probably expected that his fake suicide would be found out. After all, a mystery that can be solved is destined to be solved in the end. However, he also prepared a mystery that couldn't be solved. As you solve mysteries and bolster your hope, a huge mystery comes along and slaps you in your faces. For those of you who believe there are no unsolvable mysteries, that is when you finally taste despair. Meaning, he used all of the prior class trial verdicts to prepare this trick. Not all mysteries can be solved. Such a devious trick he played on you, as expected of Nagito.
Man, so all my wondering about, like, the traitor seems to have just been useless, huh?
That's totally messed up. That's so fucked up.
Yeah, kinda.
It is my fault, because I told you all about the fire grenades. I am so sorry. Please vote me as a killer.
Well, we have a 1 in 6 chance, guys, you know?
That's not the fucking issue here.
It's not Miss Sonia's fault. This is all Nagito's doing.
But what should we do? How can we even figure out who the killer is?
It's impossible.
Impossible?
Nagito wanted to create a scenario where we couldn't make a decision. That's why we're at an impasse.
However, Monokuma also does not know who the killer is, right?
That's an interesting question.
That's right. There's no way he'd be able to figure that out with just his surveillance cameras.
Unless he and Monokuma were in communication somehow and gave him a sign to look out for or something, I don't know.
Monokuma doesn't know. This trial doesn't count. Isn't that right?
You know, I don't actually need stuff like cheap-ass surveillance cameras or whatever. I know perfectly well what's happening on this island at all times. I know you used the bathroom 3 times yesterday, Sonia. And one of those visits seemed to take a while.
Please stop! I will never become queen!
How can you? I'm so chill. I mean, how can you have such an awful power?
So, of course this trial still counts. Do your very best
Well,
to guess who the killer is.
There's that theory from the very, very beginning that I've always kept in my head, you know. And there's been little sprinklings of evidence supporting it or not. But I'm fairly sure we've got something like what would it be? Like a Metal Gear scenario, something going on here. where this is like a simulation or something, because we've had a lot of those weird... Well, not in the later half of the game. It was mostly in the beginning part of the game, where... like turning a chicken into a cow, or transporting us all to this island, or having those giant robots. Monami and Hajime, well, Monami seeming to talk to people that aren't there, Hajime thinking he's being watched, in the very beginning walking into the door to the classroom, and it was all like digital, and in the very beginning we had this like thing with a computer. It said like Danganronpa 2 startup thing, so I think there's a high chance that this is like a computer simulation or something, and if that's the case, Monokuma could be controlled by someone, or he could be an AI of some sort, because we know advanced AI can exist in this world because of, what was it, Chihiro from the first game. So, that's all basically to say, if this is an artificial reality of some kind, and Monokuma is in charge of it, then yes, he could potentially be able to see or play back anytime, I guess. Okay, that was a long tangent. Let's get back to it.
Yes, he says. How the hell are we supposed to do that?
Is giving up all we can do?
No, it's too early to give up.
Is there any way to figure out who the killer is?
Even though it's just a hunch, it's possible that it's probably... There's one way, I think.
Alright, I'm ready to hear it.
Really? Hey, is it alright if we look at Nagito's crime one more time from the beginning? I want to make sure my hunch is correct.
Okay,
Hajime, please.
let's do it. It doesn't mean the trial's over yet. Even though I don't know who killed Nagito, it should be clear what kind of trap he set. But I have to do it. Here's what I think that's might be crazy. All this was to... I don't know how he could have done it, but I feel like he may have manipulated the traitor to do it. Again, I don't know how he could have done that, but because he kept trying to either reveal the traitor or get the traitor to reveal themselves. And so wouldn't it just be the thing if at the end of all this he somehow managed to ensure that it was the traitor who did it, and that if we somehow were able to solve the unsolvable mystery, he'd still get one final, like, you know, hurrah, because it would have to be the traitor that gets sacrificed. That's my reasoning, but I don't know mechanically how that would be possible. And the thing is, well, I could just go on and on. I have a bad feeling about this, I'm going to say that. And if it ends up being true, I'll continue what I was thinking. But even if it leads to despair, it's probably going to lead to despair.
I got it. Let's do this then.
Are we going to do the... Yeah, here we go. Okay. Oops.
Here's everything that happened
Here
in
we
this
go.
case. The person who actually arranged this incident was the victim, Nagito Komaeda. He kept a specific item inside his cottage that he needed for his plan. Monokuma's special poison, which he brought with him from the Octagon. Using the gloves and gas mask that he got from the military base, Nagito swapped the contents of a fire grenade he took from the plushie factory break room with that poison. When he did that, a specific item was left as evidence, the blue aluminum seal on the grenade. With that, Nagito finished making the poisoned fire grenade, took it with him to the factory, and put it back with the rest of the grenades in the break room. The next morning, Nagito appeared before us and declared that he hid a bomb somewhere. While we were looking for the bomb, that's when Nagito headed over to the goods warehouse. In order to set up a fire, Nagito arranged the Monokuma panels in a line going from the door to the curtain and placed an oil lighter in front of it. From there, Nagito set his insane plan in motion. First, he hung the spear that he took from Nezumi Castle from the ceiling girder by its cord.
Man, I really should have... Nagito does give off, like, final boss vibes. He could definitely... That definitely tracks. It's interesting also how all the characters, other than Nagito, are, usually, you would think that Nagito would be, like, the blank character, because he's the mastermind of this, but it's the blank character represents the culprit, and because the rest of us, the culprit is among the rest of us. We are the blank characters in this instance. That's kind of a interesting turnaround than the usual. Yeah.
Then he tied his arms and legs at the back of the warehouse with rope.
The thing with the knife and the plushie is kinda weird.
However, he burnt off the rope on his right arm beforehand. In doing so, he made sure that only his right hand was free, while his remaining arm and legs were tied up. As he gripped the tip of the rope hanging over the ceiling girder with his left hand, he lay down face up, just beneath the dangling spear. But this was just the beginning of Nagito's plan. And then, he did something no one could have predicted. First, he covered his mouth with duct tape, and after making sure he was unable to scream, he stabbed himself with the knife multiple times in his left arm and in both of his thighs. Finally,
I guess it makes...
he propped the knife on the plushie and slammed his right hand onto the blade.
I guess it makes sense because, you know, it's a plushie factory, so it makes sense for there to be a plushie. But it's still bloodied and has a hole in it. I guess, because, yeah, he needs something to keep the knife in place as he does that. I see.
He didn't just want us to think he was tied up. He also wanted us to think he'd been tortured. Through all this, Nagito never let go of the spear.
That's an iron will, man.
His plan still wasn't over. In fact, it was just about to begin. Meanwhile, we finally arrived at the plushie factory and found Nagito's message. After seeing his message, we instantly made our way to the warehouse. But that was part of Nagito's plan. We opened the door to the warehouse, which inadvertently started the Monokuma panel domino effect.
Who's that hugging the other person there? I wonder.
The panels fell one after another until they reached the lighter, tipped it over, and ignited the curtain. Shocked by the sudden fire, we rushed to the factory's break room to obtain some fire-extinguishing grenades. We then aimed for the fire's origin point, which was the curtain, and unloaded the entire supply. It never occurred to us that one of those grenades was the poison grenade that Nagito had prepared. The poison sank to the floor, instantly vaporizing due to the intense heat, and spread everywhere.
That's some powerful poison, man.
The poison gas quickly drifted to the curtain at the back of the warehouse, where Nagito was. Also, Monokuma's poison has a unique quality in which it becomes heavier than air when vaporized. That poison gas completely surrounded the area where Nagito lay face up on the floor. There, Nagito inhaled the poison, and if it didn't instantly kill him, he certainly lost consciousness. Which caused him to let go of the rope in his left hand, and the falling spear plunged into his stomach. This is all the information related to Nagito's plan. His true intention was to set one of us up as the killer. At this time, we still don't know who the killer is, because the killer wasn't aware they killed someone. Try as we might, we cannot reach that truth. That was Nagito's trap. In conclusion, the fact that we can't determine the killer's identity. This should be the truth behind Nagito's trap.
How about it, Chiaki? Will that help you figure out who the killer is?
Chiaki?
Give her some time.
Just as I thought. It's impossible, isn't it?
You say we just have to vote for someone?
What Hajime said is probably true. That's part of the reason why I thought it was a little strange.
What?
Did Nagito really not care who the killer was?
That's what I was wondering. He spent so much time talking about the traitor that I have to imagine is like that one last gotcha, that one last, something he could stick in all our faces would be that he was able to make the traitor do this.
He said this to us earlier. That feeling of belief is at the heart of his trick. He believed we'd notice the fire grenades. He believed we'd try to extinguish the flames.
I'm gonna continue my thought that I had last a few minutes ago before I did that the summary. Here's what I'm afraid of. If he somehow manipulated the traitor into being the one who killed, and if that traitor is Chiaki, this gets back to the whole thing where I was wondering, what does traitor mean? Because if the traitor is a part of the same organization as Monami, and they seem to be opposed to Monokuma, who represents despair, and they represent hope, what if our supposed traitor had good intentions this whole time and was actually trying to do good, and they're essentially Nagito has forced us to make them, this traitor, our sacrificial lamb. Because, and I mean, man, if it's Chiaki, I've been so conflicted about her. And if it turns out, because I had been thinking, you know, I don't know what traitor means, but, you know, you think traitor, you think negative. It's like it's some sort of nefarious thing. If it's not that, then this might really suck, depending on how this plays out.
And he believed we'd fall into his trap. By believing in us, Nagito was able to put his life-threatening plan into effect.
What do you mean, believe?
And what's wrong with that?
There's one more thing, remember? Something that Nagito believed in from the bottom of his heart. I want you to try to remember what that is.
Well, he really believed in his talent.
I see.
Nagito believed in his talent as the ultimate lucky student.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I kept thinking, mechanically, how... Oh. I kept thinking, mechanically, how would he have ensured that the traitor is the one who... You're, Chiaki, suggesting that he didn't ensure it. He was gonna leave it to luck that the traitor would be the one to do it. No. Oh, that's... No. But it has to. That has to be it. So, essentially, if we figure out the traitor, it's gonna be them because Nagito left it to luck, and he believed his luck would lead him to the traitor.
Guess the last thing he could believe in was his own talent.
That's not so strange, really. Most of us here have been relying on the same thing.
But, in his case, it was pretty remarkable, wasn't it? It almost seemed like he had blind faith in it.
You're right. The same thing happened when he cleared the final dead room at the funhouse.
He did the same thing when the first killing happened in the old building near the hotel. He depended on his luck and was able to get the cleaning duty just as he wanted.
But his luck doesn't have anything to do with the case this time, right?
Pretty sure it does.
I just thought it was strange that it doesn't connect to anything. He factored in his belief in us, but for some reason he didn't factor in his own
No, I
life.
think he did.
No, there's no way. I mean, this is Nagito we're talking about.
What did he do?
You know, he wasn't just after anybody. He probably had a target. A target he was aiming for all along. A person to set up as the killer.
And if Chiaki's the traitor, then her own intelligence, the fact that she's so sharp is working against her. Oh no.
A target? Who?
The target's true identity. Even Nagito didn't know it. That's why he relied on being the ultimate lucky student, and incorporated that luck into his plan. As long as he had his luck, he believed the target he was after would pick up the fire grenade.
You mean he left his plan to luck?
He risked his life for that?
He probably risked his life just so his ultimate luck could decide this.
Who is it? Who's the target Nagito was after?
You know, Hajime. You know.
I see!
Yeah.
That's it. The traitor. Nagito was after the traitor, huh?
Then he relied on his luck to weed out the traitor?
Nagito didn't know who the traitor was until the very end. All he could do was rely on his own luck.
Then what he said in his video message...
So he was just bluffing.
Yeah.
That's probably true. By that point, his plan should have already been in motion.
Then it's just as Nagito said at the beginning. His purpose was to weed out the traitor. If we just believed in what Nagito said, we would have reached the answer much quicker. The reason this took so damn long, was it really because we didn't believe in him?
But if he just wanted to out the traitor, he didn't have to go this far and make that person the killer.
Well, maybe they never would have... Is that why Chiaki was the first to put her card on the thing? Because...
Damn it! We're all in a huge bind because of that!
And the reason it didn't work is because Nagito didn't know who the traitor was, so he didn't know whose handbook to bind it to. Huh.
It means he wants us to beat the traitor.
By finding out who the traitor is, our hopes will shine even brighter by overcoming that despair. That's something he'd say.
Mon ami, it looks like you've got something you want to say. But you better just keep your mouth shut.
Because Monami should know the traitor.
And that concludes my argument. Nagito's plan was to make the traitor kill him. What are you gonna do? Are you guys gonna believe me?
Unfortunately, I think I will. He relied on his luck to aim for the target, but he didn't even know who he was aiming for. It sounds way too unbelievable to actually have happened, but...
The only thing we can do is believe.
If we don't, then we'd just be relying on our luck when we cast our votes.
Yeah, and ours is not as good as his.
But even if we do believe, what should we do?
Now, we find out who the traitor is.
I mean, if we don't know who the target is, there's no way we can even vote.
You are absolutely right. It is hard to think the traitor would reveal themselves now.
Chiaki?
If, by chance, the traitor revealed themselves during that bomb scare, what would have happened? Would it have stopped Nagito from acting so reckless?
I don't know.
Huh?
But they couldn't help it. Even if they wanted to reveal themselves, they couldn't do it.
I wonder why. What was the... Because I had wondered about this in the past. Like, there was obviously an original plan that Monokuma corrupted by getting in here. So what was the original plan that the Future Foundation was going for? What were... by causing this whole situation, bringing us here, running a simulation, whatever this is, there was a plan for a quote-unquote traitor. And yet, even after all the corruption from Monokuma and this killing game and all this, they still have a reason they can't come forward. Why? What's the reason?
Because they weren't created to do that.
Oh. Oh, it's something like that. So she knows? She knows what's happening here?
Chiaki?
What's wrong, Chiaki? Get a hold of yourself.
Monami, this has to end. This has to...
That's why I want you guys to guess.
You want us to guess?
Yeah, I want you to guess.
What? What does that mean?
Who do you think it is, Hajime? Who do you think the Future Foundation sent to infiltrate your group as the traitor?
Why?
A traitor who's not allowed to think that they're different from everyone else.
Why?
A traitor who can only interact with everyone as a traitor.
Why?
Because that's the nature of their existence. They can only exist as a traitor.
Seriously, why?
Who do you think is the traitor? Hajime, please.
It's... you? Chiaki, you're the traitor?
Please! Hold on!
Aw, you totally guessed right. Just as expected. Yep, you're correct. I'm the traitor. The agent sent by the Future Foundation to hide among you all is me.
Damn it. Why? This is... I mean, this is nonsense. Why? Why does this make sense?
Hey, Chiaki, are you being serious right now?
We need more. We need more.
Chiaki is the traitor? That is a lie, right? Surely you must be joking.
Tell me, Chiaki, what were you made to do? What was your objective?
I'm sorry. It's the truth.
Hey, what are you saying sorry for?
What does this mean? You... Up till now... You've been tricking us?
What? We were not tricked! After all, we have been working together all this time. We have been helping each other all this time.
We would have failed several times over if not for her.
Chiaki, being a traitor, being a member of that horrifying Future Foundation.
Also known as World Ender, apparently.
That is obviously a lie.
Please, wait! The Future Foundation isn't what you think it is!
Monami, come on. I want to give you the benefit of the doubt, but you've just been letting this all happen, supposedly, or even if this system or whatever this is has been compromised. Like, are you unable to as well? Is it part of your programming or whatever? Because in that case, I guess that's somewhat understandable. But where's the rest of the Future Foundation, huh? After Monokuma has done this? Have they just... they're impotent in comparison? They just can't beat whatever Monokuma is?
Shut the fuck up! We're talking to Chiaki!
No, I have nothing more to say.
I need to hear more, Chiaki.
Why?
Because we already know the killer's true identity. So the only thing left to do...
No, I don't
Please
accept
vote.
that. Chiaki, come on.
Hold on! We're not satisfied yet.
If you say you are the traitor, please provide an explanation that will help us understand. We cannot vote until we are satisfied. That is what you said earlier, Chiaki.
You did say that, Chiaki.
Hey, if you're really the traitor, why'd you wait till now to reveal yourself?
It's weird, isn't it? Waiting until right now to out yourself.
Well, she kind of has to now.
It's definitely strange, right? Or rather, why was I able to do that? Maybe... I wanted to protect everyone, no matter the cost. Hey, Hajime. Can you do me a small favor?
Favor? Me?
I want you to prove to them that I'm the traitor.
What? What are you saying? Why do I have to do that?
I want to explain everything to you guys, but... as I expected,
So-
that's rather difficult.
Because this is a computer program and she's a programmer, AI or something, she wasn't able to directly say she was the traitor. We had to say it. And she can't explain things because that's also... But if we can start explaining, she might be able to jump in and take the rest of the... So we have to work with this. I think that's the case.
That's why. The only thing I can do is plead with you. I want you to do it. I believe you can prove it.
The diary will prove it.
Whether I can prove it or not, that's not the problem. Don't you understand? You may as well be asking me to kill you.
I think that's exactly what she's asking.
There's no way I can do that.
I'm very sorry, but this is the only way. So please.
Looks like we gotta do what we can. It's not like I believe she's the traitor. There's just no way we can ignore this without confirming it.
If she was just disguised or something, this would have been a heck of a lot easier for us to understand, but...
She's not disguised at all! 'Cause Chiaki isn't the traitor.
Come on, Monami.
Monami?
Too bad. I'm not part of the same group as that girl. I don't know anything about that girl at all.
Monami.
Hey, are you trying to cover for her like that? You suck!
I've always been alone. I have no friends. Anywhere. That's why I have no relation to Chiaki whatsoever.
Hajime, you're going to listen to my request, right?
Okay. Sorry. Had to sneeze.
Chiaki isn't my friend.
Then why was her diary in your box?
I hate Chiaki so much.
You know, Monami and Chiaki's relationship, proving it here. Is that the only way?
Hajime, you stupid face! Let's all get along!
Wait. Tab key.
Let's all get along! First open and...
Wait, what was the...
I can't lose! Hajime, you stupid face! I won't let you! First open and mix! I'll lower your grade! Disappear! Hajime, you stupid face! Let's all get along! I'll lower your grade! Hajime, you stupid face! Let's all get along! I won't let you! Chiaki and I aren't best friends!
Oh, dang it.
Chiaki and I aren't best friends!
This is the end! When we investigated Nagito's cottage, I discovered a notebook with the new Sami logo on it. That's your notebook, right? The one Nagito stole from you.
I don't know. I don't know.
Don't tell me. Is that where the traitor's true identity is written?
That's right! Since I knew something like this would happen, I made sure to bring it here today.
And it has evidence that it's Chiaki, because it was something that happened between only Chiaki and Hajime.
So sudden?
Give me that notebook! What is this? Is this Monami's diary?
It's not.
Is the traitor's identity written in here?
Nagito was probably looking for that too. So that might be why he stole the notebook. But you wouldn't know who the traitor is just by reading this notebook. Of course, Nagito wouldn't know either.
He wouldn't.
However, it's different for me.
You know?
It took me this long, but I finally understand.
No. The truth is, I might have known the moment I found this notebook. It's just, I wanted to turn my eyes away from the truth it contained. But now I clearly know. I can't help but know.
First of all, this isn't Monami's diary. Apparently she can't write.
Then the one who wrote this is...
Someone connected to Monami. Meaning, It's not a mistake to think that the traitor wrote it.
If so, is this like a report that the traitor was sending to Monami?
Bit too simple for
Is
that.
it evidence that they were observing our actions and reporting to Monami?
But how would you know who the traitor is from that?
Because there's an entry written in here that only me and one other person would know. In the notebook, there was a specific entry.
Day 16. Yep.
There it is. It's true. I tried to go inside the final dead room, but the only one who knew that.
If we win the life-threatening game here, I'll go to that octagon place, right? That's where the exit should be. If I can get out with this, I can finally get out.
That's right. The only person who knew that is Chiaki. That's why Chiaki is the only person who could have possibly written about this.
There must be some mistake. I mean, if Chiaki is the traitor, what was all that time we spent with her? Was that all a lie too?
Miss Sonia.
Chiaki is... She is being controlled by Monokuma. That is why we should help her.
Monokuma's not going to be generous. He's not going to let us get away with that.
I'm not satisfied either. I mean, if you were the traitor, there's no way you do something so stupid when we found the bomb.
It's because Nagito didn't know the traitor either. That could have been it. Chiaki could have been revealed as the traitor right there. She was willing to do that.
Now that you mention it, Chiaki immediately went to the card reader with her handbook.
She tested it out right away after being told it would only react to the traitor's handbook.
That doesn't make any sense. A traitor would be more cautious than that.
Unless she was a traitor by design, but not by her own will.
Chiaki probably knew the bomb was a fake. That's why she also knew Nagito's trap was a bluff.
No. No, I don't think so, because... Because of this and this. Unless Monami told her.
She knew? That is a mistake! That must be a mistake! Why are you saying such things? Do you really want Chiaki to be the traitor?
Of course not.
I will not believe it! I refuse to believe Chiaki is a traitor! There is just no way!
I don't want to believe it either. I don't want to believe, but...
Then nobody will be saved.
Oh no.
Chiaki is not the traitor!
When we were trying to turn off the bomb, didn't Chiaki use the card reader right away?
If she's a traitor, she would have been more cautious.
There's no way Chiaki would have known if that bomb was fake or not. The only person who knew it was a fake was me, when I tried to detonate it.
No.
Damn it! Chiaki is not the traitor!
When we were trying to turn off, didn't Chiaki use the card reader right away?
If she's a traitor, she would have been more cautious.
There's no way Chiaki would have known if that bomb was fake or not.
Oh, wait.
The only person who knew it was a fake was me, when I tried to detonate it.
That's not it.
Yeah, because we're going with the Monami connection here.
That's not it. Sonia shouldn't have been the only one who knew it was a fake.
I guess this could work too.
Monami was also there when you found out the bomb at the military base wasn't real. You said so yourself.
Is that true, Miss Sonia?
Chiaki heard about it from Monami. That's why she knew the bomb was a fake.
Since I've been found out, I'll just confess. The reason I couldn't tell anyone I knew the bomb was a fake was because if I had said that, I would have had to explain how I heard about it from Monami.
I did not want to hear that! Enough already. Please do not say another word. I do not want this anymore. I am so very tired of doubting people.
Sonia.
And just because she knew the bomb was a fake does not mean we should decide she is the traitor! Even if she knew the bomb was fake, that does not prove Chiaki is the traitor. If that counts as evidence, I should be doubted too. After all, I also knew the bomb was fake. Even if she knew the bomb was fake, that does not prove Chiaki is the traitor. If that counts as evidence, I should be doubted too. After all, I also knew the bomb was fake.
Knowing it was a fake isn't the problem. What matters is who told her. What matters is that she heard about it from Monami.
There was someone other than me and Monami who knew that bomb was fake. That someone is Monokuma. Monokuma said so earlier. He knows everything about this island.
Crap!
There was someone other than me and Monami who knew that bomb was fake. That someone is Monokuma. Monokuma said so earlier, correct? He knows everything about Monokuma. Probably told Chiaki that it was fake beforehand.
This is rough.
You're right. Monokuma probably knew the bomb was a fake. But Monokuma shouldn't have told anyone either.
That... Monokuma may have just been lying.
No, he won't lie at times like this. You already know that.
Hajime, are you going to believe Monokuma over Chiaki?
That's not it.
It's just, even if Chiaki is the traitor, is it really okay to vote for her?
It might be the only way.
That basically just means we have to believe in Nagito's luck, right?
That is exactly what it means.
That's not it.
Are you telling us to trust his luck? Are you telling us to entrust our lives to that bastard?
There's no way I can believe in Nagito.
I'm telling you, that's not it. We shouldn't believe in Monokuma or Nagito.
We should believe in Chiaki.
We have to believe in Chiaki.
Huh?
It doesn't matter who the traitor is. Even if Chiaki is the traitor, that's not the Chiaki I know.
Damn straight.
I believe in the Chiaki who's been with us this whole time. That Chiaki is saying she wants to protect us with her life. So the only thing we can do is believe her. If we don't, nobody's going to be saved.
Damn it.
Hey, can you listen to me a little? There's nothing to be sad about, you know? 'Cause this is different from what happened before. Unlike before, you guys don't have to stay alive by doubting someone. You guys can stay alive by believing in me.
Are you telling us to believe in you and sacrifice you? That is just too cruel.
I'm sorry.
Chiaki!
Monami, I'm sorry too. You're probably gonna get scolded by a lot of different people for this, but still, I want to protect everyone by any means. And I'm happy that I'm able to do that.
It's not up to me to decide whether that's right or wrong. However, I believe it's truly amazing that you were able to think like that. We could even call this a miracle.
Hey, what have you two been talking about? Everyone's jaws are dropping, you know?
I know. It's voting time, right?
Hey, Chiaki.
You don't have to worry. Believe in me, and cast your vote.
Damn it!
Why did it end up like this?
There it is. Failed the one section, and I get a B. Yep. It could just because... Wait. What, What, oh wow, that's a lot of... It's a lot of minus points there. Yeah, I can see why that's a lot. Was... In the difficulty, this is going back a long time, was there... what were the difficulties? It was kind and mean. Was there a third one? Or was it just 2? Maybe that's why I get a low score, because my difficulty is so low. In that case, I don't mind so much. The puzzles are kind of frustrating. Sorry. I'm sorry I went on a tangent. This... Never mind. How long have I been going for? Okay, the longest I've ever gone for. I'm gonna stop now, and I'll have a lot to talk about next time, I'm sure. This is really rough. Rougher than I imagined it could be. I'll talk about it all next time. I'll talk about Nagito, I'll talk about Chiaki, I'll talk about it all next time. I just need to stop now. So, I hope I'll see you then. And I hope you're doing well, no matter where you are. I'll see you next time.